You silly little goose. Do you like when I say goose?
Yeah.
So hi.
Hi.
It's like we never see each other. It's been a while.
I miss you all the time, even when I'm right next to you.
Is that like a normal thing for other lesbian type of couples?
Lesbian type of couples.
Mm-hmm. I'm a lesbian type. I'm not like, I'm a type.
What is that type exactly? If you're not just a lesbian couple, what is a lesbian type couple?
Well, like I check the box for many things. So like I can't be like, is that like a, I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. We're getting into it. We're talking about coming out.
Yep, coming out. National Coming Out Day was
Last
a few days
week,
ago.
yeah, on the 11th. I didn't really celebrate because like
we didn't celebrate now,
but like I got up and like high-fived a lot of people on their sharing their stories, and I thought it was incredible.
I didn't even know that you did that. That's more than I did.
Yeah, I was like giving high fives left and right. My hand was kind of red.
Interesting.
Kind of sore. Hmm.
Interesting. Who came out?
Oh, I mean, like it was like people were coming out of the woodworks. Goodbye. All right, so we're gonna play. Why do I keep saying we're gonna play a game? We're not gonna play a game. I'm gonna ask you some questions.
Because asking me questions is a game to you, apparently.
I love playing games.
You like putting me on the spot.
I do.
It's the hot seat, and I'm in it.
You're in the hot seat. So, well, first of all, the whole podcast is called Fashionably Late. And so we did come out late.
Yeah.
But should we even be saying late? It wasn't late because like the timing was right for me to meet you. The timing was right.
I think the term fashionably late is subjective. It all depends on your outlook. Yeah. I was only 30. Some people would be like, oh my God, you were a baby.
I was only 73
while
when I came out.
A 16-year-old that came out or knew without having to come out or whatever the case may be would look at me and be like, damn, you waited till you were fucking 30? Mm-hmm. So it's all subjective.
Yeah, that's true.
To us, I think it was late because it was after a lot of big life events that, truth be told, might not have happened had we realized things sooner. So
do you feel like there was like this invisible timeline of like needing to come out?
No. If there was, I never knew it was there. I mean, I guess, yeah, invisible would be a good way to put it, but no, I was never aware of a timeline.
Yeah, I honestly, like, and I know I've said this over and over again on the podcast, I always felt like I missed my opportunity, like when I was younger, to come out. And so I just kind of got in line and did what I needed to do, which sounds kind of shitty when you say it out loud, but like that's what I did. And I didn't come out because I was already married to a man and had children, and that was my focus.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for me, it wasn't necessarily about missing any opportunities. It was more so just the fear of the backlash.
I think it's also easy when you are stepping into a role of being a parent. Everything that you have interest in kind of gets put on the back burner. Mm-hmm. And so it's not a surprise when you're like, oh, I've been married to men and I have children and like decided to come out later in life. Like, it's just a lot of the focus that goes into our own needs and wants and desires usually gets like way pushed back, and you don't revisit that until there's a like light at the end of the tunnel for you to finally dive into that.
Mm-hmm. I think sometimes it's all about unlocking certain parts of your own brain that allow you to say it's okay, because I don't know that I ever hit the light at the end of the tunnel when I finally came out. It was more or less opening the door to TikTok, opening the door to you, opening the door to exploration, and then following that up by closing the door on parts of my life that didn't feel like I belonged, you know, whether that was religion or certain relationships.
Do you feel like you had any pressure from anybody that was in your life during the time of coming out? Did you, or even just like throughout your life, did you ever find yourself having pressure of like somebody pushing you a little bit.
Like telling me that I should come out,
Yeah,
and knowing that I was gay.
I think that happens a lot of times, especially you know, when you're still exploring and you're like, I might be bisexual. I don't know. Did you ever feel that?
I think the only person that ever outwardly told me anything about knowing before I said it out loud was my ex-husband, Jeff. He knew. But it's funny to me because after I came out, that's when people were like, "Oh, I knew the whole time. Oh, I totally could have told."
How so? And
like,
what
I could tell. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, "But you never said anything." But then there's also people that are like, "I wish you wouldn't say anything because it's not your journey." I see both sides of it, but there's a part of me that's like, "You motherfuckers, I wish you would have said something."
Mm-hmm.
Like, you guys all came back with, "Oh, I could tell, and I'm not surprised," but none of you said anything before now. But I mean,
but
they allowed me to
what
do
would
it
you
on my
say?
own.
Like, hey, I think you might be gay.
Well, a lot of the people, yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of the people that told me that were people that, um, you know, knew me for a long time and watched me go through certain things that I guess some of them might have, you know, stood out as like, wow, Ember maybe isn't straight. But
yeah. Yeah, I feel like there was some I was being pushed a little bit even once I started involving myself in the lesbian community and the meetups and stuff, or meeting different lesbians. um I think I felt the most push from other lesbians that were like, I know you're one of us. I know you're one of us. Just come out already.
Can I tell you why I think that happened to you so much more hardcore than it needed to?
Why?
Was the age group, the age range of the group of people you were hanging out with. And I can say that confidently because they're in my same age group. Like, that mindset of like pressure and push you to be one of us, and that whole mentality I feel is a very much so like younger age range mindset of like, instead of someone who can step back and be like, while I might think this way, I'm gonna let Kirby figure that out on their own, instead of like telling you how to look, how to approach, how to talk, how to do this, how to do that.
I did have people that were a little bit older than me that, while they weren't pushing me to come out, they were very they were watching it unfold, and I think they knew the direction it was going in, and they were just waiting for me to say it out loud. I think a lot of people were just waiting for me to confirm it.
I had people same. I had a couple really good friends at the time that I was coming out that were also older than me that I feel just the whole time kind of knew exactly where I was headed, but didn't tell me that I needed to do it or that I was doing it wrong.
So, who was the first person you came out to?
Oh God, myself.
Yeah,
myself. You have to come out to yourself first, but I feel like it's not a one-step process. It's not just, oh, one day I woke up and I told myself I was gay, and then I told everybody else I was gay, and then here we are, now I'm gay. It's like dates all the way back to when I was a kid. And I think for me, again, the fear of upsetting anyone that I loved just kept me from even adventuring into that world. And I knew the whole time, I knew it was very obvious in certain ways from the time that I was a teenager, at least, but probably before that even. That yeah, had I not had that fear-based religion that I was raised on, my life would have looked entirely different. Entirely.
Yeah, I think that goes for a lot of people. So
yeah. There's just so much more I could say, but
yeah. What were you most afraid of when thinking about coming out? What was one fear that sticks out but that didn't actually happen? It was just like in your mind.
I think the first one that comes to mind is that I would lose certain people. And I think while I did lose certain people, a lot of it was temporary. And specifically, I'll just say like my mom. While I never wanted to disappoint her, I think once I finally got to the point of just coming out to her, which was by far the hardest person I had to come out to, while our relationship changed for a small period of time and I thought maybe it was never going to be the same, over time it has gotten better. And the relationship now, while it's not what it used to be, and I do mourn some of the things that we used to share versus kind of how our relationship looks now, I think we have a healthier relationship than we've ever had because there's boundaries in place that were never there before. And that's the part of it that is kind of a weird place to be in, because while it's healthy to have boundaries and it um, keeps things safe for all parties, I guess is a good way to put it. When you do start to put boundaries in place, it does change the relationship, and maybe parts of that relationship that used to kind of flow in and out, it no longer flows that same way. So yeah, I think the biggest fear was losing people, but instead I kind of learned that you don't have to lose people, you just have to be okay with your relationship with people changing. What was your biggest fear?
My biggest fear was that I wasn't going to make it out alive.
Yeah.
That was my biggest fear. And just as a person that struggles with SI, I think that is a normal reaction of, am I strong enough to mentally go through this and flip not just my world upside down, but everybody else's world upside down. And I take a lot of pride in, I've had to like learn to undo it, but being a people pleaser and showing up for other people and making other people comfortable over my own comfort. And that was something I had to really pull the rug out from and get comfortable with being uncomfortable with all of it.
And I think both of those things kind of run parallel. The people pleaser, prioritizing other people's comfort over your own, and the religious fear mongering mindset, that those are very similar yet very different reasons that I think hold a lot of people back.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot of similarities there.
Who was somebody that showed up for you that you didn't expect during your journey?
Oh gosh.
I feel like I have one person that stands out for you.
Yeah, same. And I wonder if it's the same person. Okay, I feel like my journey, there were a lot of, while it was one big journey and it's still the same journey, I look at a very small time frame, and that was the first year solid of like from the moment that I came out to that whole first year. Honestly, it was like by the month who it was that was the most supportive. I can't pinpoint one specific person because I think that at that time I was so confused and scared, and I was reaching for anything that anyone would give me when it came to support and friendship and love, and I was losing a lot of that at the same time. So again, anyone that was presenting themselves as someone I could lean on or talk to or confide in, I was doing just that.
Well, it's important to have support in any big event that you're going through in your life. It's not always ideal to do it alone, and that's why it's important to have allies.
Yeah, I think within the first 6 months of coming out, when we had first started talking and all of the things, I had one really close friend who was a little older than me, and she had already been through her journey and plus some, and things that I had never even heard of. And she was a lot of help. She and I talked a lot about you, a lot about my journey, a lot about all of it. She stands out, and also my stepdad stands out because when it came to my immediate family, he was the only one that without hesitation showed up for me. And while full circle, things are always changing and relationships never stay the same, at that time he was a big support of mine. And obviously you, but that goes unsaid.
Yeah, I'm thankful we had each other during it. I don't know if it's easier if it makes it easier to come out with somebody at the same time, but because we were in a relationship and we were coming out together, that's not unheard of. That happens a lot. And I think that I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I had you every step of the way.
Yeah. When you asked and you said one person comes to mind, who was it? For
Um,
me,
your friend that you mentioned.
Denise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Um, let's see. Next question.
Okay, hold on, pause. Because outside of me, who was your biggest support during that first initial time?
I think my brother Jacob.
Yeah.
I would say my brother Jacob. And he came out at 17. And so I would often just like have like conversations with him, even just saying like, why did it take me so long? Like I'm like in my entering my 40s, like what and he was just like, hey, it just that's just the way it happens sometimes.
Yeah. Did he ever make you feel like pressure or like
No.
you should have done this so much sooner? I knew so much sooner.
None of that, or not even questioning me. Like he only listened. He like I honestly can say like he really only listened. He could tell when I was hurting, and he could tell when I was happy and in love, and he could tell all the different ups and downs I was having. But I don't think he ever entered any conversations with some type of you need to do this as a takeaway. He was just there for me. And I think that's what you need the most, because like any big change you're going through, I'm just going to use divorce as an example. A lot of people lean on their friends during time of divorce and get a lot of advice that sometimes isn't helpful in the end. It's a lot of extra noise, and to cancel out the noise and to really make the decision on your own, you have to be to able to cancel all that out. So listening, I feel like, was the biggest um, piece of support that I could have had.
Yeah. Same. And I feel like finding the people that don't want to turn your story into um, their own or piggyback off of it or use it for attention, that's another big one for me. Friends that turn your intimate situation into their own benefit is icky. And so there were a lot of people that I met like that and had to very quickly realize that I couldn't confide in everyone that wanted me to. I guess is how I should say that.
Well, and you don't have enough energy and headspace and mental capacity to fill in. This is why we started the podcast. We had so many people asking us nonstop, like, oh my God, what next? What next? Because we were publicly sharing this in real time as we're changing in front of you and sharing this. And so we had to take it to the podcast so we could openly speak about it.
Yeah.
To all of you. Okay. I don't know. I could keep going with questions, or we could.
Yeah, sure.
Do you find yourself still coming out today?
Oh. Yes, I feel like I'll never stop coming out. But I say that lightly because I feel like I've hit a point that I'm so content with who I am. I don't feel like I have to prove anything to anyone anymore, and that took a lot for me to accomplish. And outside of you and I and the things that we need from each other, and obviously my children, I don't owe it to anyone anymore. And I think that's something that I learned through coming out, was that you do have to let go of other people's wants for you, because there's no way to live your life authentically for yourself if you're making decisions based off of someone else.
100%. 100%.
So prioritizing who it is that you're allowing your decisions to be based around. And I have learned and taught myself how to narrow that down to about a solid maybe 6 to 10 people that I allow to impact my decisions.
Okay, we only have a minute or two left. So in 3 words that come to mind when coming out, what are the top 3 words that come to mind with your journey?
Authenticity. You have to stay authentic to yourself. Bravery. You gotta be brave. So brave. Never ever settle for what, if something scares you, just do it. Oh, and the third one, maybe growth, because you grow a lot through the journey, whatever coming out looks like to you. You'll grow a ton.
Yep.
Yeah. What are your 3 words?
My 3 words,
Rapid fire,
are, first of all, love. Just loving yourself.
Your 3 words are Ember Michelle Kennedy. That is the center of coming out for Kirby.
Those are my words. Yes. Accepting yourself.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because that's hard to do. Loving yourself and just trusting in the process without having, every detail along the way. You don't know how things are going to go, and things change every day, every year, every month. They're constantly changing the relationships you have, the people you have in your life. Today, you might not have in your life next week or next year.
Yep.
And the relationship is going to change in one way or another. And so just being able to be agile, I think, would be my 3rd word.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody's story is different, but very unique and important and worthy. You're worthy of your coming out journey, even if you haven't physically stepped out of the closet yet, and you're just coming out to yourself. That is enough.
It's part of the journey.
That's enough.
Yeah. Yeah.